Hello, Younger Old here, and welcome to my channel. Now today I want to tell you about some life-changing events that have happened to me over the past few days. Stay tuned and watch the intro. Now, I know I have mentioned, bragged and boasted that I have never seen a doctor in 46 years. People who know me will know that I'm rarely ill. If I get a cold or a flu, it's off to the chemist, get some tablets and just carry on. Some things I have suffered with, I just seem to self-diagnose and plod along, thinking, oh well, things will be fine. A warning to all those people who think the same. Like most of the men I talk to, we plan our tours and stops based on how many lube breaks we're going to need. As like most men of retirement age, we're not able to pass water as good as our younger counterparts. And thus, we think nothing of it. Just a few days ago, I found that I just couldn't pass a drop. So I broke my 46-year-old habit and went to see a doctor. Turns out I got a bad water infection, but with my course of antibiotics I should just be fine. And yeah, the next day things were getting back to normal. Well, normal for me at my age. But 2 days later it seemed to get worse again, but this time with a lot more pain thrown in, just for good measure. Straight back to the doctor, and I was advised to go to the local A&E. Now when you get there and you look at the long queues, I thought, oh, this is going to take ages. But no, I was sent straight through. Next minute I'm hooked up to all sorts of monitors, and the doctor was trying to then drain the fluid from my bladder. With plastic tubes that felt like 2-inch pipe being shoved down a small tube to get to my bladder. Okay guys, you must be feeling this now. It became obvious it was not going to be able to stand the pain. I just assumed I'd be given a general anaesthetic to knock me out, but no. The monitors were showing that my heart rate was very slow, and as some fluid had been drained, it was decided that I would be sent to another hospital, to the heart department, so they could look into things. Now, the next morning I was having a lovely, very peaceful, relaxing dream, until I was woken by about every medic on the ward. As my heart rate dropped more, it just set off all sorts of alarms, and then being rushed off to the theatre. An hour later I was in recovery and being told that was a close one. To say I was shocked and mortified was a massive shock to my system. Questions like, how long have you had this problem? We were asked. What problem? As far as I know, I didn't have one, apart from my waterworks. Speaking of waterworks, a surgeon specialising in bladders came in to see me from another hospital. He came up to do the unblocking. I think the dyno rod van must have been parked in the car park out the back. This time a local was given, and yes, no prizes for guessing which hole the needle was going to go into. About after 3 hours of the worst pain I've ever known, plus that much blood everywhere, he sadly had to give up, but arranging me to go to the hospital where he was based for a bit of savvy scalpel work the next day. So I was moved there around midnight so that I could be ready there for the next day. By using the ultrasound, it turns out that I'd got about 1.2 litres of urine trapped in my bladder, and its only escape route was blocked, and that needed boring out, and yet some cut out. The words I heard were sorry, no general anaesthetic, as only I had the heart done the day before. made me shake. I just couldn't face a third attempt with that level of pain, and it would be worse this time round. Another option for me was to have an injection in my spine. That is not as painful as it sounds, but when done, I'd feel no pain at all. Well, that's the option for me then. And to be honest, no pain was felt. I had to just lay there sniggering to myself because I couldn't move my toes while the surgeon was carving away at my privates with whatever instruments he was using. They say these things comes in threes, and before I was discharged, a medic came up to me and mentioned, "How long have I been a diabetic?" "I'm not," was my reply. "Oh yeah, you are. I'm going to teach you how to inject yourself with insulin and how much better you will feel." My reply was, "But I wasn't feeling bad in the first place. I've had no symptoms whatsoever." So it looks like my daft attitude of "I don't need to see a doctor, there's nothing wrong with me," had finally come back and bitten me in the arse. Perhaps if I'd looked at it as I do my bike, I take it for a check-up every year, an MOT every year. I have it serviced to find if there's any faults before they take hold. If I'd done this with my body, I may not be sitting here now on a very large soft cushion, writing my glucose levels down and not being allowed to ride or drive for a month, and maybe miss the next tour I've booked and paid for yet again. As humans, we are not as indestructible as we may think, and when we get older, we need to look at things with a little bit more sense. They say wisdom comes with age, but for me it didn't. So don't be like me. Have a bit more sense than me and get things checked out, as I had no symptoms for these problems whatsoever, and I never received any prior warnings. If this has interested you, please do the ticks to like and subscribe, and as always, take care, ride safe, and bye for now.